That was a mic bump. That was a mic bump, sirs. Okay, just bear with me. I'm trying to... I know the sound you hear every... Okay, I'm going to try not to make a lot of excess noise on the side here. I want these videos to be professional. As professional as I know how to do. And if you know me, that's not very professional. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can set this up. Alright, so it's been a long time since I played this game. I played the original Gran Turismo, which came out. I did the process of elimination. I said, well, if Gran Turismo 7 is 25 years old, then that must mean that, oh, I gotta fix, I don't know what happened with the, let's see here. Let's go to the settings. Okay, bear with me. You know, I was a wizard with the original PlayStation, but I think we're at PlayStation 4, I believe. I don't know. Don't quote me. Let's see here. Oh, what is up with my... Alright, hold on. Whoops. Not quite sure why my keys are getting all... There we go. Let's see here. Okay, make sure you're facing straight at the television. I got that conquered here. I'm gonna start. I think the brightness is adequate. I just need to make the screen smaller, sir. Okay. I don't know if that's because... I think what you see is correct, but what I see is a slightly... magnified version, so... Look, I'm trying to work through El Gato. Alright, okay, now I'm getting texts. People are trying to distract me. But it's all good. Here we go. Controls. No. I might just roll with it because I don't necessarily need... See, I don't know if this is the game or if it's the TV. But... No, it's settings for exposure, color contrast. Alright. I don't need to adjust the brightness. I don't need to adjust that. Exposure is fine. I think I'm just gonna roll with it. I'm gonna roll with it. Oh, it's sad because the HDR has to be off. I think for the El Gato. Look, I'm not a wizard by any standard. You know, even though one day I would like to be. Shout out to The Secrets of Dumbledore. I think that's a movie I definitely want to watch. Okay, so it looks fine for you, but for me, I have a little bit of it cut off here. So this is what I want to do, and I'm not sure why. There we go. Oh, it's doing some weird stuff here. So I'm gonna try to roll with it. You know, that's why I tell myself when stuff gets there we go. Ah, no. All right, here we go. That's not what I wanted. I'm going to the history. Going to history. No, I do appreciate and love history. So if I could get to it. I could try a different controller, actually. Another day. So my sound, I think, is doing quite well. If I could get to the brand center. If I could just get to the brand center, you know. There is Sarah. Okay, so I bought this car last night. Dude, one day I would love to own one of these RX-8s, excuse me. I absolutely miss Mazda. Please come out with the rotary engine again. You know, I feel like a lot of people, they just need exposure to the rotary engine. It's an absolutely beautiful, it's a work of art. It really is. Like, look, I test drove a lot of cars, but I remember the one time I did this in Vegas. Shout out to the Mazda dealership. I think it's where was that? It was like, it's on, it's like Sahara and I forget where it was, but it closed down. I remember I went there before it shut down. I don't remember the salesman's name, but they had an RX-7, and my gosh, just the way the engine revs, it's just an absolute dream of a vehicle, absolute dream. So I'm grateful I was able to buy one in the game. I think it only cost me, I want to say $32,000. That's it. I mean, okay, so I'm gonna go over. Let me show you my collection. Look, this is my channel. I'm going to do what I want, you know? That's just how it works. Okay, I don't know much about this car. We're in France here. We got the Clio RS 220 Trophy 2016. I might just read all this because, you know, like, I find it interesting, and maybe, you know, my dream is that maybe one day someone else finds it interesting, you know? I mean, nah, I'm not going to read. Like, look. I want to go through some stuff here. I got, okay, this car is so badass. I'm going to read you the ones that I'm excited for. Okay, this is, what is, here we go. The BMW 3.0 CS, a luxury sports coupe developed from the 2800 CS, which was released in 1968, picked up where the 2800 CS left off. Powering the original 2800 CS with a 2.8 liter inline 6 that was called the Big 6. For the 3.0 CS, engine displacement was increased to 3 liters, increased power to 177.5 horsepower, 188 foot-pounds of torque. To improve stopping power, BMW equipped the 3.0 CS with 4-wheel disc brakes. Yeah, rock on with that. The car's performance was so exceptional that BMW decided to take the Big 6 racing, so it built a homologation. If I said that wrong, then you can just make fun of me. That's how it is. I actually appreciate it when people make fun of me, because then it allows you to not worry about your problems and you just focus on making fun of me, and I actually enjoy that. Model with significantly reduced weight. This version, called the 3.0 CSL, the L stood for leach. I don't know if the T is silent, which in English means light. Weighing 200 kilograms less than the base CS, making it an absolute road rocket. Okay, so I'm fixing this car up right now, but look at that, dude. That is the Batmobile. That is the Batmobile right there. It's a freaking effing, I'm just gonna say effing gorgeous work of art. Great job, BMW. You killed it. Please come back out with that car, please. Okay. I bought this because I had to. I'm just a big lover of Porsche, and it has, you know, sentimental value for me. You know, not only is it my birth year. I look, I'm not going to get into politics, okay? But I heard and felt stuff, you know, before I exited my mother's belly, and but you know, the clock starts according to humans on planet Earth when you exit your mother's belly. So I'm going to take that date right there. My dad's was not a turbo, but this is this is an animal to drive. This is an absolute animal. I took it on one of the high-speed tracks in Japan. I forget which one. And this is all in the game, by the way. I didn't actually take this real car to a track in Japan, so I don't want anyone to get confused. Everything I reference, if I reference my family or whatever, that's obviously, you know, look, take it for how. What I realize is everyone's gonna take things however they want to take things. So, I took this to a track in Japan, and it is a monster. It's a monster to control, and it's no joke. When my dad would let me drive his car, even though I was, you know, a teenager, that car was a beast. The amount of play in between all the gears in every which way direction, it's unreal. It's unreal. Okay, let me do this. The first time that the word turbo appeared on a Porsche product was 1975. With the birth of the 911 Turbo, this car became the company's halo model, as it possessed much of the technological gain from its participation in motorsports. The car's bulging front and rear fenders were indeed reminiscent of a race machine. It was its large rear wing. Dude, my dad, he took that wing off, but I thought it was so bad, sitting right under that wing was Porsche's tried and tested 3.0 liter air-cooled flat six Holla, equipped with a KKK turbocharger. This engine produced 256.4 horsepower, which allowed the lightweight 911 to reach a top speed of 155.3 miles per hour. This is the thing. The people who are younger, they don't understand how spoiled they are. They really don't. And I know I'm spoiled, and that's why I'm trying to work hard, because I've had everything handed to me my whole life, and I'm just trying to work hard now. But you know, back in the day, that's why I think I'm humbled by a lot of these new cars. I really want to just enjoy the older stuff, because, dude, there's a thing, you know, there's a such thing as going too fast. You know, you don't want to drop too many panties too fast. You know, you want to take your time. Okay, that's a bad joke, but I liked it. An incredible feat for a production car of its day. From 1977, the engine's displacement was increased to 3.3 liters, while an air-cooled intercooler was added to raise power to 295.8 horsepower. This version of the Porsche's 911 Turbo was produced up to 1989. Shout out to 1989. I don't remember. I did a report on the situation in Europe in 1989, and I don't want to reference anything because I don't remember I did a 15-minute presentation in English class, referenced 1989 in the Czech Republic, but I don't remember anything. And is often referred to as, look, here's my thing. I'm a human being. I'm not a robot. I apologize if some people do think I'm a robot, but I just reference back to, you know, my life experience. That's what I do. So, you know, and it's my channel, and that's what I'm going to do. I don't get paid. You know, maybe one day I will get paid by Sony or BMW or Porsche, but at the moment I don't. And maybe they'll pay me to actually put in, you know, some of my commentary because they find it humorous. I don't know. Who knows? I can dream, can't I? The name came from the internal code name of the car. Thank you. My wife is amazing. I got some oatmeal. I'm gonna show you. No, she is. This is a very casual. This is a casual. I'm gonna call this my my podcast of one. You know, it's just me. What's funny is, you know, I enjoy playing the game, but I absolutely adore learning about all the cars and just the history. Definitely the history. That's what brought me to doing this. I told myself I was gonna take a break, and I started a video because I wanted to adjust the sound. I think the sound is kind of close, so you bear with me. This is my first video introduction, so it's gonna, of course it's gonna be messed up. That's what a lot of people don't realize. The first time you do anything, it's usually messed up, and that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. The world of planet Earth, it's okay. Sometimes, you know, when you start out, it's gonna be fumbled. It's gonna be not the best, and you just roll through it. And the more you do things, the better you get at it. And I forget who I saw, because I reference back to a lot of people, but you know, basically what happens is you do stuff enough times where you mess up so much it becomes hard to mess up, you know, because you just get really good. So I look forward to that day. Maybe that day will be 10 or 20 or 40 or 50 or 60 years from now. So excuse me. The name came from the internal code name of the car, 930, and also because the folks at Porsche themselves referred to it as the 930 Turbo at the Paris Motor Show, where the car was displayed a year before going on sale. Talk about a hottie, bro. Talk about an absolute hottie. So my dad's Porsche had the same wheels. It was the black center with that. Well, his was, here it looks almost like a satin, but his were like chrome. Those the outer section of the wheel. He had a red one, and then he had like a dark gray one afterwards. But this car is so hot, bro. Shout out to Singer for redoing these and making these even more amazing. But you know what? I actually appreciate the nuances and the subtleties of these older Porsches, because they're absolutely they're a dream. They are a dream. All right. Look, I'm just gonna go over the cars I'm excited for. Okay, this is my current collection. I got 19 cars out of 242. Okay, I had to buy this because there was. Look, okay, so if I'm a teenager, I can reference back to my teenage times. But there was a girl that I never had the courage to ask her out, but she drove one of these and she was hot. Okay, so there it is. I forget her name, but she was Alan. Shout out Alan O, your cousin, dude. I'm telling you, a girl. And look, I mean, women can make panties drop too. Okay, so here we go. The Celica GT4, 1994. She didn't have the all-wheel drive version, which I don't think the all-wheel drive version came to the U.S. The 6th generation Toyota Celica, introduced in October of 1993, solidified the model's image as one of the world's most popular front-wheel drive sports coupes. Was it front-wheel drive? So then I stand corrected. I thought it was rear-wheel drive. The styling direction of the new model took a wild turn for the better, highlighted by a svelte, and a distinct front fascia that featured 4 round headlights. I do like the front. The front was very attractive. The car was powered by either the 3S GE, a 182.4 horsepower, 2.0 liter dual overhead cam inline 4 in the SS2 model, or the 3S FE that produced 138 horsepower in the SS1. The suspension system consisted of struts all around and disc brakes at all 4 corners. In February of 1994, Toyota introduced the Celica GT4 to serve as a base for its World Rally Championship race car. The GT4 is now known as the ultimate performance Celica. Absolutely, Toyota, come back out with the Celica. You really, I mean, like this. I take it back. I don't even know. Maybe they're working on it. It's already released, and then I'm probably looking like a dummy, which is fine. The GT4 is now known as the ultimate performance Celica. Equipped with aluminum hood and a rear spoiler. Excuse me. With a powerful 221.8 horsepower 3S GTE turbocharged 2.0 liter power plant. And dude, this car, look, the only thing the wheels are very dated, but other than that, this car is a bomb, bro. Okay. All right, so I bought these last night as well. I had to buy this. And then so what sparked me doing this, what sparked me coming back and making these videos, was I was going through the historical timeline of Suzuki. So shout out to you, Suzuki, dude, I miss Suzuki cars. I really do. I know a lot of people make fun of me and they think like I'm being facetious, but I'm not. I really do. Okay, so here is the Swift Sport. I think I paid whatever I paid. It was absolutely nothing. It was a no-brainer. I think it was $16,000 for this Swift Sport. It's an 07. The Suzuki Swift Sport is a model that is based on the second generation Swift. Shout out Taylor Swift. Their model aimed for the global market. The European model is a 3-door body, but in Japan is also offered in a 5-door body. Ooh, a 5-door body, bro. Its development was performed mainly in Europe and was based on the production model rather than a prototype. Though this delayed the release timing to be later than the model change, this European development was imperative to perfect the level of tuning on the car. For the same reason, it was subject to numerous tests under a large variety of road conditions. One merit for developing in Europe was that they gained the partnership and support of Tenneco. Their know-how gained from their Monroe brand help to perfect the driving performance of the Swift Sport. The engine is a 1.6 liter normally aspirated engine combined with a forged piston and VVT. I don't know if that's like VTEC, and tuned for driving in the high RPM range. In a minor change in 2017, the maximum power did not change, but the rev limit was increased from 7,000 RPM to 7,500 RPM. And by introducing cross-ratio gears for the 5-speed manual transmission, its power can now be more effectively applied and appreciated. It is also equipped with an ESP. I don't think that's the mental ESP. I think it's electronically support. I don't know. I'm sorry. That was going to make a joke, but it failed miserably. A feature which is becoming more common among European cars. No, because I know Mercedes. Shout out to Daimler Chrysler Jeep. When I first moved to Las Vegas, I got a job selling cars. And I think my problem was I wasn't passionate about the vehicles, or maybe I was just ignorant and I didn't appreciate it. But, the same day I moved here, I got a job. So, and that's why sometimes, I'm sorry, look, I'm going to say this. I don't understand how some people can't find a job. The jobs are there. I just enjoy what I'm doing, and I'm grateful for my wife allowing me to stay home, raise our 2 boys, and just pursue my passion of, I don't know, making YouTube videos about things that I love. And thank you to Sony for coming out with Gran Turismo 7. My goodness. Talk about a game that changed my life 25 years ago. And I really believe that this game is now changing my life again, because this is what I love. And I want to share the aspects I love. Granted, I'm going to work on the racing because I'm working on different control aspects. I'm used to not having the gyro controls. I just used I started out using the left and right D-pad. Shout out to up, down, down, left, right, A, B, select. I forget it, but take that back. Now I'm trying to use the gyro controls. Okay, I'm not cutting that out because I like to fail. Feature was becoming more common among European cars, and the overall performance of the car has been improved. The interior also used to have many red accents, but this has been reduced for a more mature, chic atmosphere. Boom. Holla. And then here, the star of the show for me. I owned one. Dude, I don't know why. I might have to change my controller, because I don't know. It's like I have this like ghost controller here. It's like doing its own thing. Okay, so I own this. I bought it in 2009. Shout out to somebody who called me out when I saw their car. This is how funny some people are. I saw their car. I told them I bought it, and I think I did buy it in, well, maybe it was in 2009, but anyways, look, I could say the year wrong. That doesn't mean I didn't own the car. And I'm not going to argue with you. If someone wants to say I didn't own it, that's fine. You can say I didn't own the car. Okay, so my fair lady Z, baby. Z34. When the 6th generation Fair Lady Z, the Z34, was introduced in December. Oh, see, I was right. December of 2008 most people assumed that the car would be just a mildly updated version of the Z33 that revived the Z car in January of 2002. The 370Z as we knew it appeared relatively the same. However, upon close inspection, it became evident that this was an all-new car. Well, sorry. Maybe I gotta just lower the sensitivity. Built atop the E platform that also served as the foundation of the Infiniti Skyline G37, the new Z featured an aluminum hood, door, and rear hatch that kept the car's curb weight about the same as the previous vehicle, around 3,307 pounds. The new Z was nimble thanks to its wheelbase that was 3.9 inches shorter. And that's the other thing. This car felt like a little go-kart. That's how awesome it. I'm really hoping the new Z. I'm sure Nissan nailed it. If Nissan, one thing Nissan knows how to do is sports cars. They know how to do a lot of stuff. I take it back. But my goodness, there was a time when I think most of the manufacturers walked away from like their sports cars. But this is like, you even if the car doesn't sell a lot or a lot of people don't buy it, you need that iconic car. You really do. And thank you, Nissan. Thank you for coming back out with the Z. I'm so grateful. So grateful. The new Z was nimble thanks to a wheelbase that was 3.9 inches shorter and retuned suspension system that consists of a double wishbone setup in front and a multi-link at the rear. Under the hood was a more powerful engine, the VQ37 VHR with VVEL. VVEL was a mechanism that varies operating angle and lift of the valves for improved power and lower emissions. With 200cc more displacement, the new V6 pumped out 331 horsepower at 7,000 RPM and 269 foot-pounds of torque that peaked at 5,200 RPM. Okay, so I don't remember the gentleman's name, but I had custom long tube headers made for this beast and exhaust. I'm gonna have to look it up. I was on the Z forums. I know there's a lot of different forums, but when we dynoed it, I was making, I want to say 300 and don't quote me, it was like 350 at the wheels. But the only thing, okay, so this is my thing. Once you start putting a lot of power down, I got really scared because I could break the back end loose like in every gear, and I didn't have the maybe the experience and the ability to control myself. So like it gets really sketchy when you have a little bit too much power. That's why sometimes I'm like, sometimes it's better not to have too much power, because you could very easily get yourself into trouble, especially when you're taking a turn, or it gets squirrely. It gets squirrely. All right, no, but thank you to that gentleman. I hope you're still making parts for. I think he was heavy into Mustangs. That I remember when I went to his shop. I think his shop was in Southern California, but I remember he told me I was the only person who bought custom. Everyone else waited for the production, but I was like, you know what? No, I wanted handmade custom long tube headers from you, sir, and I was willing to pay for it because I appreciated what it meant to make something by hand. So shout out to you. I don't even remember your name, so I apologize. And that's the other thing too. I've worked with so many people over the years, whether it's car related, firearm related. There's a lot of disciplines that I'm really interested in, and I'm grateful that I've been able to work with tens of thousands of people through the course of my lifetime. The engine came mated to either a quick shift 6-speed automatic transmission or a revolutionary 6-speed manual gearbox equipped with the world's first synchro rev control mechanism. I remember this. I actually never really got good at rev matching because I was just so happy that the car did it perfectly for me. And I'm okay with that. I know a lot of people are purists. Shout out to you, Yammy Noob. I know you're a purist. I know. Look, I don't enjoy scoliosis. Okay, I don't enjoy back pain. So, if you want to be a purist, that's fine. But I actually appreciate a little bit of creature comforts and luxury. You know, in my car, that kind of melds the two things together. You know, you're taking a little bit of old and a little bit of new, and that's why I'm grateful for Ford. They're going to be releasing this it's like a half manual, half automatic. You're gonna be able to shift gears, but you don't have to use the clutch. So I'm interested to see how that comes out, and I think that's gonna be so good for. I think that's next year they're gonna be releasing that, but that's gonna be so good for people who maybe they never really learned how to drive a manual, but they want to, and you know, the cost of entry as far as the learning curve for learning how to drive a manual is kind of high. You know, because unless you know somebody who's willing to let their clutch get completely ravaged by someone who doesn't really know what they're doing, I think Ford, you're coming out with something I think it's going to be great. I really do. And it's not for everyone. You know, if you're the purist and you're like, no, I want the absolute traditional mechanical feel, then just don't buy it. And if you're somebody who's like, you know what, I want to introduce driving a manual transmission to the younger generation, then I'll consider buying it. I really will. This system automatically adjusted engine RPM when downshifting, eliminating the need to heel and toe. Thus, the Z34 became a true enthusiast sports car that even novices could drive effectively. There you go. That was me. I'm a novice. So I like saying I'm not an early adopter, and for the most part I'm not, but when it's something that's so good, I can't help being an early adopter. I was an early adopter of I mean, this came out, or I think I bought it in 2009, but I'm an early adopter of the Z34 Fairlady. I was an early adopter of Subaru's 2015 variant of the WRX. That's an epic car as well. Epic car. I haven't seen it in the store, but my goodness. Okay, here okay, I'm almost done. Let me just do this one. I have a ghost controller here. Somebody's ghost controlling my controller. No, I think I'm ghost controlling it. It doesn't want to. It doesn't. Okay. The RX-8 Spirit R12, introduced in 2011. The Mazda Rx-8 Spirit R was the final special edition model of the RX-8 that was first released in 2013. I'm gonna look on Carvana if I can find an RX-8 on Carvana. I love my BMW 328i, but if I could find one of these, my gosh, this is a dream car. Not only because it looks amazing, and I love the suicide doors, and shout out to Wolverine for driving one of these in X-Men, but that rotary engine is unlike anything I've ever driven in my life. And I haven't driven a lot of cars. I've maybe a few dozen cars, or I don't know, whatever. But what I'm saying is there's nothing like a rotary engine. Excuse me. The RX-8 was two distinct personalities depending on the gearbox you choose. Cars equipped with a 6-speed manual drove like a pure sports car. That is the absolute truth, with brisk acceleration and more driver control, while those with the 6-speed automatic essentially behaved like luxury Gran Turismo. So you know what? I would love to try the automatic as well. The Spirit R, equipped with the 6-speed manual, was based on the sporty type RS and featured extra aero parts and a sporty suspension setup, complete with Bilstein dampeners. The automatic Spirit R was based on the Type E and included luxury accoutrements such as leather seats. The car's, I'm going to say this wrong, the car's Renesis. Look, I'm going to look this up. Renesis, if you're making rotary engines and you're on the stock market, I think I'm going to buy some shares, because I really hope somebody comes back out with a rotary engine. I would love to see that. I would love to see all engines competing at the same time in history. I'm all for electric cars too, and I'm all for. Look, I don't think we've really tapped into all the different types of engines out there. I mean, I forgive my ignorance, but was there a steam-powered engine? I don't know. Maybe somebody needs to come out with a steam-powered vehicle. I think that would be. You know what? I take it back. I think that did exist. I don't know when they stopped doing that. The car's Renesis rotary engine produced 235 horsepower and 156 foot-pounds of torque. The lifespan of the Spirit R was short-lived as Mazda discontinued the RX-8 in June of 2012. My goodness, I know, it was sad. Because of that, initial orders of the Spirit R exceeded the intended batch of 1,000 units as Mazda produced another 1,000 to meet demand. Okay, so I know it's sad, but you know what? Sometimes when things are sad, they get excited. Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm not going to go over the Swift Sport. I already went over that one, and I know this video is super long, but it's my first one, and I'm excited. So my goal, oh, here we go. My goal is to, I want to do like a series where I just go over the historical timelines. Because I need to practice my reading. I need to up my reading abilities. I'm not a very good reader, and you know, this is my channel, so I'm gonna practice my reading. And you know, maybe there are people out there that'll be like, you know what, I need to practice my reading too, and maybe not. Maybe everyone else out there is a really good reader, but I'm gonna practice my reading. I enjoy learning about the history of the car companies, and don't get me wrong, I'm gonna actually play the game too and race. But right now, I'm just a historical nut, and I like to learn. So, and the people out there who know everything, well, I appreciate you too. I appreciate you knowing everything. And if you want to, you know, drop me a comment how you know everything, I'll be like, yo, I'll give you a thumbs up. I'll find your channel, I'll give you a thumbs up. All right, thank you. I love you. Dude, look at that car. See, Wolverine knew what was up. I forget what I remember when this, I don't know if it was the RX-8 or RX-7. I remember when they released it, and then Wolverine drove it in tandem with the release of one of the X-Men. But dude, and the suicide doors, that's what I actually loved, because it was like a 2-door, but like a 2.5 door, because you could pop open the side suicide doors so you could get in the back. Mazda, this was an absolute beast of a car. Okay, I'm gonna end it with this. This is where, and then I'm gonna eat my breakfast, because I know it's cold, and I'm grateful for I'm so grateful for my wife, who is very kind and loving, and actually does a lot for me. And you know, I'm a human being, and I speak out of a character a lot, because I am a character. So, and then shout out to well, you know, since now I'm on my soapbox, shout out to all the YouTubers that I draw inspiration from. And there's too many to name. Theo and Harris, those two gentlemen are absolutely, Michael and Christian there, I'll use their real names. Great channels. Jenny, Ellie, absolutely. But the one person, Miss Click, you do an amazing job holding down the fort for streamers. The one person that I've been waiting almost, I think, since Christmas time. So shout out to Kimberly Toon. I look forward to seeing some new videos from you. What's funny is I watched a little bit of this yesterday, and it reminded me of you. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? My son and I watched that yesterday. I forgot how good that movie is. I really do. All right, thank you. I love you all, everyone out there, even the people who don't like me. You know. And this it goes back to Theo and Harris. Because Christian was talking about, you know, a salesman bullying him, and you know, I realized that, you know, my childhood bully, he ended up killing himself, and that, I think that's a tragedy, because as I've gotten older, I realized a lot of times kids, they bully because they get bullied, and they think I don't know if there's something within the mind that you want to pass on, kind of negative energy. And I realized that, you know, if my childhood bully, I'm not going to mention his name, if he was still alive today, I would say, you know what, it's all good, bro. You know, I realized that you were probably tortured yourself, and I wish I could have been there to give him a hug and say, look, you don't have to take your own life. It's not worth it because life goes on. But it's unfortunate that that happened. But I am grateful for everyone for sharing their experiences, because I think when you share your experiences, we can all learn from each other. So I'm looking forward to doing this historical timeline. I really am. Thank you. I love you. This is my first video on this. I know it's not the best. I know it's not really that good, but I think I'll get better. I think I'll get better with time. Thank you.